Hello and welcome to a new setup video. Now this is going to cover the things on my desk because most of the hardware on my desk has changed. This is mostly down to necessity because various pieces of my old kit started wearing out, and then my 120Hz Samsung monitor started having weird little issues. It decided that it wasn't going to receive a DisplayPort signal all the time. I fiddled around with the monitor settings for detecting what signal it was getting. I changed the DisplayPort cable, but it was still having the same issue. Every now and again it just wouldn't boot up the PC because it couldn't detect a monitor connected to it. If I disconnected the 27-inch monitor, it would boot every time on my 21-inch monitor. So I replaced it with this Philips 27-inch 144Hz 1080p G-Sync monitor. I was intending to buy an Acer Predator monitor, but when I went onto my usual suppliers overclockers, this Philips monitor was on sale at 40% off, so I bought two of them. They are Philips Brilliance 272GS monitors. Now these aren't the latest all singing all dancing monitors, but they are TN panels that run at 144Hz, they've got 1 millisecond response times, they are G-Sync, and they're big at 27 inches, so pretty much everything that I needed. I need a big monitor that's good for gaming, and because they were so cheap I bought two of them. So the two of these monitors basically cost the same as a comparable Acer Predator monitor. Now these arrived this morning, so I haven't really had much chance to try them out, but the contrast seems really good, the colour balance seems really good. The only issue I really have with them is that the stands are really large, so even when the stand is pushed back far against the wall as it will go, it does protrude into the desk quite a long way. The only other issue I've had with them is they were both quite bright out of the box, so that was just a matter of knocking the brightness down a bit on both monitors. But I got two 27-inch gaming monitors basically for the price of one, so I can put up with them taking up a bit of desk space in exchange for the very nice, very large screens. The other things that have changed on my desk are the keyboard and mouse. So in previous videos I did say that my old Rocat mouse and keyboard were getting a bit old and a bit worn out. My new keyboard and mouse are both from Corsair, although originally I wasn't going to have a Corsair keyboard. I was going to have a Logitech G910 keyboard, but I ordered one from Amazon, tried it out and really didn't like it. It made strange noises when you hit the keys. So instead I've got this keyboard, which is the Corsair STRAFE Silent. This uses the new MX Silent switches, which are effectively red switches but sound dampened. And although the camera makes the letters look white, this is actually the red LED version. The reason I've gone for the red LED version when most of my keyboards are usually blue is because the red version was half the price of the RGB version. The RGB version of this keyboard does come with a wrist rest, but it does cost £130. This red LED version costs £70, so I was prepared not to have a wrist rest and use my old manky gel wrist rest to save £60, and I'll go with red LEDs. The mouse is also from Corsair. This is an M65 mouse. It is RGB, although as you can see I've set it up to be red as same as the keyboard. The reason I went for the M65 mouse is because of this side button. It's called a sniper button and it's designed so you can change the DPI while sniping to make the movements of the mouse finer. I'm not using it for that. I've basically bound it to be the same as the middle mouse button. I always find these side mice buttons really clunky. There are still two above that big button like you get on most normal mice, but whenever I try hitting them with my thumb I tend to either hit the wrong one or hit them both at the same time. So to make life easier I've bound both of those top buttons to be the same and the large side mouse button just to act as a normal mouse button. Now I can't tell you if that system is going to work yet because I'm not used to it yet and I still forget to hit that mouse button even though it's massive and sat there on its own on the side. But it does mean that I've got less chance of hitting the wrong mouse button when I do attempt to try and use them. So that's my old Rocat keyboard and mouse replaced with new red glowing Corsair keyboard and mouse. The other thing that's changed is the shock mount on my microphone. Basically the elastic broke on the last one. The arm is still the same cheap one I bought off eBay. but I've now got a proper SAMSON shock mount. So it's designed for the microphone that I've got. I think the shock mount is a SAMSON C1 and my microphone is a SAMSON CO1U. In the end, the SAMSON microphone was just too heavy for the cheap shock mount that I bought off eBay, so I've ended up going for one properly designed for the microphone that I've got, and the arm is now attached to the bookcase so that it picks up even less vibrations through the desk. One thing that I haven't changed is the speakers, because I managed to fix the volume control on them. I was getting horrible crackling and the right channel disappearing when I adjusted the volume, but a can of air duster and some bashing has managed to get that volume control working again. So that's my new desk setup. Two 27-inch 144Hz Philips gaming monitors, CORSAIR STRAFE keyboard with silent switches, CORSAIR M65 mouse, and a new shock mount for my microphone. The thing I did have to do to make room for the bigger monitor was only have one PC on my desk. My old PC is either going to have to live on the floor or it's going to get transferred into being a media centre under my TV. Not quite sure yet, but it just doesn't fit on the desk anymore with these two 27-inch monitors. So that's it. That's my new desk setup. Everything's installed and it's all ready for Battlefield 1's launch. Thanks for watching.